Got it. I was showing Ellen, this is what's left over in that card kit from making 14 cards. All right. And what you're going to get from me is all the materials except adhesives and except these cards. So when we make a card, when I show you when we make a card, anything that's printed or comes from the card kit, you'll supply. But I will be giving you the card base, the colored material, any gems, any ribbon that you need. And you just need to supply stamps and ink. And I will give you suggested stamps that I'm using and what I liked when I was doing it. And then we'll kind of go from there. So the first card we have is this one. And I just call it all floral sympathy card. All right. So you're going to, when you get your card kit, you're going to find in here the card that looks like that one, which is this one here. And you're going to cut it in half. So you can actually make two of the same card with this piece of paper. I'm giving you the materials to do one. All right, but you'll have extra left over. So when you cut that in half, you'll get a piece like this. You'll also have to trim it this way to 5.5. You're going to get a basic black strip that's 5.5 by 2 1/8. And you'll glue those together. And you'll put that on top of this pale papaya strip that's going to be supplied. All right. And then you're going to take your, if I can find them, because I moved them all around here. I used the Many Messages stamp set. It is one complete stamp that has a die that goes with it that cuts each one of these out. So like if you want a sentiment stash, you can print these out, cut them out, put the little sentiments in a dish or a box or whatever you need, and you'll have sentiments on hand that you can just add to your cards easily with a sticker or pop-ups or whatnot. But I didn't want to cut them all out. So what I did is I placed my card where I thought I would like that stamp to wind up, kind of right there. Oh no, that's no fun when they snap together. Okay, and I hold that down. And then I took my basic black marker and colored just the stamp. Let's see that. Just the stamp that I want to use. And I colored it pretty good. And your marker needs to be pretty nice and rejuvenated in order to do that right. You could do it with a stamp pad and then mask off the other sentiments, but I'm choosing to do it this way. And then somebody gave me the tip online to use one of these little dry erase erasers to rub on the top of your MISTI instead of using your fingers, and it does do a good job. All right, so there we have the sentiment stamped on there. And put my magnets back. And so it doesn't take much to put the rest of this card together after that. We'll just put your pale
I
papaya.
was thinking,
Pardon?
I was just going to say, I was thinking with that message with the die of cutting, making a stencil, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then you could, if you don't want to use the same ones they did, because you know, every set you get, you have little sayings and stuff.
Right.
Use the ones you want from different sets, stamp them into the openings on your stencil, you know, with your card underneath.
Right.
So you know they'll fit.
Right.
And then you know, you could change around the ones you're stamping and cutting that way, but you could still cut them all at once.
Okay.
Yay!
And then I just put genial gems on either side of that, just like this. And they're little goldish shaded color things with little glitter in them, and they're included in your kit. Okay. So that is card number 1. All right, now I'm going to turn the page. Card number 2 is going to use the card on here that says, the small card that says enjoy, if I can find it. It's green and it says enjoy. Here it is, this one. And I gotta go over here and get the kit. Number 2. And then I'm going to give you one of these Memories and More cards and a card base and a matching envelope in your kit. So that's the card base. This is the matching envelope. Isn't that pretty? And then you just get some ribbon and gems and some behind the scenes. I'm not answering my phone. You get a base to put behind the big card, which I'll show you which one that is in the middle, and a base behind the enjoy card. And the big card, you know how hard that is not to answer your phone when it's ringing and you're doing something else? There's the card. So the background image uses this one, this side on this one, and this is the side I used for the background image on there. All right.
Ew.
And I cut this one down, this floral, I cut to 5 5/8 by 3 5/8 so that I could get a little 1/8 border around here. So, and then it's just put that piece. Okay, that's the proper there. And then, what did I do with my paper cut? Oh, here it is. Oh, dear. Don't want to drop anything on the floor here. You know what? I forgot to show you what was inside this one. The first card. That's a sentiment from Timeless Tulips. May the memories of yesterday comfort you today. And then I took the flower with the sticker with the pinkish flowers and put it inside there. So I keep on forgetting to show you the inside. Remind me if I forget again. All righty, that is not going to do. All right, so I said this card gets cut to 3 5/8 by 5 5/8. And then if I told you right, that should mount right on here. Yep. Hey. And this particular pattern, the flowers go one way on it. So you want to make sure you glue them down right side up. And you just center this in here. And then the other piece of black goes behind this Enjoy. But prior to gluing it down on top of the other card, you're going to put your ribbon, which is Pale Papaya Open Weave ribbon. You'll put your ribbon across. Oop, and tack it to the back. And then you glue that down. Oh, jeez. I really should just do it. And then let me see if I can just do a half tag here. A half bat? When we won't say that.
So these card bases are bigger than A2.
Some of them, yeah. There's 4 by 6, I believe. So the little ones, I very rarely cut the small ones. The small ones are 3 by 4. So you'll have to watch. Those are tiny borders on these. You just want a hint of a frame behind them, not a... Okay, so then I put glue on the back, wrap it around, lay it across. Then you could also Scotch tape if you're not, if you're a little concerned that it won't hold. And then that gets centered top and bottom, side to side. And then you get a glue dot for your bow, which I tied for you.
Yay!
And you just stick that on there where you'd like. And then I put 3 gems, which are in your kit, which I must have dumped out on the table here somewhere. No, they're still in the bag, but I put one up here in the corner, one down here by the stem, and one over here on the outside. And then of course, you'll get your matching envelope with it. Okay. And then I stamped on the inside, which is probably the first thing you should do. If I read my directions, I might have been able to tell you that. The first thing I did was put this card base and stamped the inside sentiment, which is the birthday sentiment from the Friends Are Like Seashells set, which most of you have, right? I think everybody pretty much had that bundle last month. So that's what I put on the outside. And I left the Enjoy there because you can enjoy your birthday, can't you?
Yes, I hope so.
Yeah.
I did last year.
Well, good.
My friend Mary brought me cake.
Yeah. All right. So that is card number 2. And I will set that off. What did I do with the rest of the stuff that was in there? Oh, there it is. I call that the Enjoy birthday card. Get back in there. That's card number 2. To flip the page to card number 3, which is what I call a label thank you with yellow stripes. So you're going to find the large label in here that's on a background that has blue waves in it. This one here. All right. And I cut the label out, leaving a little border of white around it. And I don't know if you have a use for that, those scraps of those papers, you can hang on to them. Otherwise, you can toss that one out. And so the first thing I did is you have 2 white layers, one for the inside of the card and one for the outside of the card. I ran the outside layer, and that is very hard to see, through, there we go, through the brick and mortar embossing folder. So that embossing folder is, I have this down here. It's all set to go. The brick and mortar one is number 149643, but you could run this through any embossing folder or not, depending on, you know, what you want your end card to look like. That's the one I used. And then I gave you a So Succulent card base. And that gets glued on there. And then you also will use from this card pack, there's one that has yellow stripes on it. It's just a yellow stripey. One side is yellow stripe. The back side says the details. The other side is the yellow stripes. All right. And I attach those to the card very simply like this. That's centered. This is the regular 5 1/4 by 4 layer. Whoops, that's crooked as all get out. Okay. This yellow piece is actually 4 inches wide, so it would go on here, but we're going to cut this label out, and I cut it right on the paper edge. In fact, I put it in my paper cutter to get the 2 side edges perfectly straight. Doesn't need to be perfect, but I think it looked better that way. And you want to cut all of the color off. And if you don't, you'll wind up wanting to sponge the edge with color to make it look the same. So well, I didn't do a very good job of cutting because I'm using tiny scissors when I should be using big ones to go around here. But we'll work on it. And you'll be much carefuler than I am being right now, because time will not be an important issue for you then. Okay. Now, I think there is an upside and a downside to this picture too. So I picked the one that has the little, I'm going to say they're snapdragons going up. I'm going to put some, and this just gets centered in here, top and bottom, here and here, and side to side here and here. And then you take the ribbon from your kits, which is So Succulent Open Weave ribbon. And this time we're going to wrap the ribbon right next to this corner. I'm going to call it a corner of the label. The indented portion. So just put it on there like so. Stretch it across. And then we're going to mount that to the center here. I'm going to center that top and bottom, top and bottom. My other two girls are coming tomorrow instead of today, so we don't need to worry about anything there. And then the bow. And then there's two little green genial gems in there, and you can space them on the front where you like. And then you take the inside sentiment on this one is you are simply amazing, or something. All the things you do are simply amazing, I believe is what it says. And that's that is from Elegantly Said. And if I can find that on my, there it is. My apparatus, I will stamp that. Wow. Figure out which way it goes. Okay. Hard having all this all ready to go ahead of time. I give those ladies that do this for a living quite a bit of credit. And so I used black ink pretty much for the whole project. There are opportunities to use other ink, but I used the black. Okay. And then that gets mounted on the inside of your card. Just like so. Alrighty, so then the finished card looks like that. Oh, I see. There's a thank you I missed down there on the bottom. And I probably should have stamped that label prior to and that's why it was in the other Misty. So before I put that label down, oops, that's the wrong one. I'm taking it off of there. I put it in this guy down here. And I made sure that that other stamp was covered. And I inked it up with black, which I just had a second ago. Who knows what I did with it? There it is. All right. No. Oh. My black ink pad just bit the dust. literally. So it's not there. I would have moved that over, but you get the idea. Okay.
Mhm.
Back to where we were, back to where we were. Glued the bow and the gems and the inside sentiment down. All right.
Mhm.
And it looks like this. Isn't that pretty? And I also put one of the stickers from the set in there. I call it the So Succulent sticker. It's some kind of looks maybe like mistletoe balls, but who knows what it is. Anyway, that's the sticker I put inside of there. And that's card number 3.
I love these colors.
Card number 4. Okay, card number 4, 5, and 6 are virtually the same card with a different sentiment. So I'm going to demonstrate one of them, but you will get the materials for 3 of them. All right, this is the card.
Mhm.
Okay, get some little sparkles here. And it's got this background that is splattered. So I am going to, this particular background piece, this one here, has been run through the Tasteful Textiles embossing folder. And then prior to putting that on the card, I'm going to move this out of the way because I don't like the splatter all over the place. I'm going to take and put my block on a Highland Heather ink pad and just get some inky business up on there. And then I'm going to drip some water drops with my aqua painter. You could also just use a regular paintbrush. Doesn't need to be an aqua painter. And then I take a ruler or a pencil or whatnot, and this is all full of this ink and water now. And everything is going to decide to slide right off the table under my armpit here. Oh, there we go. And then I hit it up against there, and you'll see the splatters come off on the paper. Ta-da!
Mhm.
All right, and all there is to that. And of course, you would clean off your block and your aqua. And then you're going to take your given inside piece and stamp it with whatever sentiment's going on the outside. This is thinking of you. Well, let's do the sympathy. This says with deepest sympathy, because that's the card I picked to put in there. Thinking of you with all my heart. All right, so I have to find which particular stamp I have that on. Not on that one. Let's see. Think Kat's happy birthday. That's thinking of you. That's thank you. That's with deepest sympathy for the outside. Well, goodness. It's not mounted up on here. I don't know what I did. Thinking of you with all my heart is what it should say. Oh, I've got one more plate hiding somewhere. Ah, there it is. Okay. So we're flipping You're Simply Amazing over and doing the Thinking of You with All My Heart, which I managed to splatter up. And if you want to splatter the inside, you can too, but it's not necessarily recommended. Let's see, I'm going to stamp Thinking of You with All My Heart. And then I put this small sticker with violet colored flowers. And I don't think you have one with violet colored flowers. So I'm pretty sure that I colored those according to the directions. Did I color them?
Yeah, it's a black and white sticker.
Yeah, it's a black and white sticker. And then I colored it in with a Highland Heather. I use blender pens, but you can use marker. You can use your ink and a blender pen and ink. And then that gets mounted on a So Succulent background. It goes on the inside, and your sticker, which I'm not going to bother to do because it's a sticker and you can figure that out. Then I put down the textured background, and that's just centered right in there, larger, like I think that's a 3/8 border around there, but just put it in the center. And then this piece is 2.5 by 4 1/4, and then I used the scallop die from the hand penned flowers dies. Right, so, but you'll get a piece that's already cut.
Oh.
And then the last thing you need to do is find the card in your kit. It's a large one that has a beautiful array of, what did I do with my cards? I set them down here. There's half of them. There's the other half. It's just got like some, it looks like a field of flowers.
This one, Robin?
Yes, that one. All right, we're going to cut that one into 3 equal pieces. And that's how you get enough to do 3 of the exact same card with 3 different sentiments. So you just cut, this is a 6-inch, so you just cut 2-inch slices off of there. And then they just fit right on there. Okay. And then the gems that you get, I put over here. You can put them where you like. And before, when you cut this thing, six, 4, and 2. All right. You can decide, that's what the 3 pieces look like when they're cut. You put it on this purple piece. One of them, let's pick this one, just for fun. And I center it, I don't know if you can you see the dots there? The cuts. I center that between, let me see. I want the scallops on the right, but it doesn't really matter if you want to put them on the left. Between those dots and the edge is where you want to center it. Okay. And then your kit is going to come with oh my goodness. Yeah. A set of gems and baker's twine. The easiest way I've found to do this baker's twine, instead of wrapping it all the way around, I'll show you. There's enough for 3 in each little package. So you'll get 1 package, but it goes for all 3 cards. I take this piece and just fold it in half. And I stick it in this little space between here and the bottom of the card. Just put the loop out there. And then turn it over, put some stuff on the back here. Fold it over, and it's going to stick. Then stretch it around straight. Bring it around to the back. And put some more stuff on there. My tape gun is too big for this table. All right, so that's all you have to do. You can trim any excess off the back. And there's little bows already tied for you to put on there with a glue dot. All right, those go in the center, just like so. Put your bow right here in this area is where you're going to decide what to stamp it with. I have with deepest sympathy. So you want to take it off of that textured background. And you either do this in your stamp apparatus or by hand. I'm gonna test faith here. I almost forget how to stamp now that I'm using the stamp apparatus so much. And let's see what we get. Very good. The with deepest sympathy is from it's either peaceful moments or with all my heart or a touch of ink. So those are the 3 stamp sets that I use to, I think the deepest sympathy is from peaceful moments. Okay, and then you glue on your bow and your gems and you're all set. And you do that 3 different ways, or if you need sympathy cards, just do them all the same, you know, whatever. Alrighty. And that is cards 4, 5, and 6. Cover up my ink before I get the back with everything all inky. And I'm going over here for number. One of them I used happy birthday, one of them I used thinking of you, and the other was deepest sympathy. So
Yeah, it can be adaptable.
yeah. Card number 7 is an what I'm going to call an encouragement card. I used the card from the pack that says anything is possible. That one.
Mhm.
A piece of pale papaya for a layer that was run through the Tasteful Textiles embossing folder.
Reading this.
And then I believe I used, which one did I use here? To read my directions.
Nah. Who reads directions?
It's the backside of a today. Yeah, it says today on the backside. And then on this side, it's a floral print.
Is it a small one
It is a small
or a
one.
big one?
It's a small one. And when you cut
Okay.
this, you're going to cut it into 4. So there will be enough of this card to make the other one. There, you know, there you have 2 cards in the kit. There's another one of these cards in the kit. So when you cut this into 4, you'll also have the side pieces needed for the second card if you decide to do that. You're only going to get enough to make this one, but you'll have spare pieces. Yep. Is that making myself halfway clear like mud?
No, I got it. Okay, you've got the floral one, that one,
The small one. It's a small
Yeah.
one.
with the today on the other side.
Right. And I'm going to put
But-
it in here long ways. It's 4 inches and I'm just going to cut it off into 4 pieces. 1, 2, 3 and 4.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and then I go eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and I pick 2. And I put 1 here. And 1 here.
That's a pretty
Okay.
print.
Actually, I put them this way because the ribbon is going to go across here. I have these things all kitted up and ready to go. I have the directions done off. Okay, so on your white card base, we did stamp something inside of there. It was, you can do this. So that's the encouragement I got from this card. So I'm going to open it up, put it in apparatus. Ink up the you can do this.
What is that from?
Forever Fern.
Oh. Okay.
There's the you can do this. Oh, snap that pretty quick. So that's the inside. Now I know why everybody uses the little dispensers on their tables in the videos. Okay, so this is pale papaya and it's been run through the textured or a tasteful texture, not tasteful texture, tasteful textiles. All right, and then these are 1 inch by 3 inches now that they're cut down, and they just get put right on top of the corners of these pieces. Leave it to Robin to put the glue on the wrong side of the card. Then it rolls right off. Okay.
It makes me feel better when you do stuff like that.
Okay. And then I took my ribbon piece, which I threw around here somewhere. There it is. And now these have been folded in your thing, so you might want to run them on the table edge and kind of straighten them out. If you spritz them with a little water, it'll also straighten them out. They are probably too long for the purpose that, but I just kind of gave you an odd size. And so we're just kind of going to run some gluey diagonally across. Gluey, that's a new word. We're going to run some gluey diagonally across the inside of here and lay that ribbon in the glue and find our anything is possible card. Center that right in the middle on top of the ribbon. Okay. And then take and do whatever you want to the ends of these. That's a little too long still.
That's not popped up, huh?
No, it's not. But you could if you wanted.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. I like, dimension.
Yeah, you could pop it up. Did I or didn't I? I don't believe it is because I didn't say so. And then I gave you 3 of the larger genial gems to put right on the top up there. They are adhesive backed, and so, I just put them on there just like so. Ta-da!
Nice.
That's card number 7. Anything is possible encouragement card. I also sent you a copy of this file that you can look at. You'll get a copy with your kit, but I wanted you to, like, if you wanted to do something at home, I wanted you to be able to look through the instructions too. So I sent that only to the people who were attending class. The next one is, I call it a flap. Oh, now if I can pronounce it, flap front. Flap front, thinking of you. That finished card is like so. One of these. This is another soft succulent card base, and it's cut at 5.5 by 7 and then scored at the 4 1/4. So it makes the flap front. And then there is a white inside strip for sentiment. And whoop. Oh, it appears like I didn't finish this card. What does it say? Okay, well, oh, no, it's good. It's good. It's all good. I had to look at what I was doing here. Oh, and then there's a layer for the front color. And there is a ribbon and a bow of, this is Evening Evergreen. And you'll get an Evening Evergreen tag. And a white tag. And goodness. Okay. And a piece. All right. Have those pinned together so they don't make a mess in the bag here. All right, and then you get some rhinestones. Yeah. All of that. So from the card kit, you'll need several things. You will need this plain colored background. That's this one. The back of this card is Cultivate a Good Life. Okay, so that's the side I'm using. And it's and I cut it to 2 by 4. No, I didn't. That's not that one. The plain flower one is 2.5 by 5 1/4. So go ahead and do that. Oh. 2.
Are we coloring?
No.
Oh.
2.5. 5 1/4. Okay. That is the layer that goes on the bottom of the flap. Just like so. All right, and if you wanted the color, you could. And then we have this other piece of soft succulent, which is 2 1/4 by 4 1/4. And you're going to take, let's see, what size do we use? Floral card for front. We're going to make it 2 by 4, and it is, I have to figure out which one that is. Not that one. That same one we used for the other card there. Here it is. Duh. This one here. No. No. No.
Is it a small card?
Oh, I'm not sure now. I said what I cut it to, but I didn't say where it came from in the directions, and I intended to do that. Okay. Interesting. Robin, why can't you find it? Because you're having a conniption here. As my father would say, you're having a conniption fit. Interesting. I just can't find the exact one. No, all right, so I'll just have to go through them till I find it. Sorry, ladies. Didn't mean to hold you up.
So Mary, what are you making for dinner?
We're having, it just came this morning, Mamma Mia mozzarella meatloaves with
Ooh,
balsamic tomato sauce, roasted potatoes, and green beans.
oh my
Yum.
goodness, that sounds pretty good.
Sounds delicious. Ah,
Found it.
All
I
in
finally found it.
steps.
you found it? Okay.
Yeah, you remember
So
that
which-
one we cut into 4 pieces? It's the other card of those.
Oh,
There's one card we cut into 4 pieces to make 2 cards. And now this is the other piece of that card from the kit. And it says we're cutting it to 2 by 4. So it's already 4 inches long. So now we're cutting it by 2. Hey, got it right for a change. All right. Now back to what we were doing. All right, so then this piece gets mounted on its little layer background. Like so.
is that the one we used in the first card?
This was for the card that has the staggered anything is possible card. The card we just finished with the bow that went across. Yeah, it's for the card number 7. It's
Oh, I see. It's the today one.
right.
Got it.
And then
Somewhere.
this goes, oh, this card is just so stunning when you see these little things sparkle in front of you. And this is centered side to side and top to bottom. All right, there we go. And then we're going to have a green striped flower cut. This is the card. The other side says, days like these. Okay, we're going to cut this into, also cut this one into 2 by 4. Already 4, so we're going to cut the 2. And it gets mounted on the inside of the card, right here, over to the
Ooh.
over to the right. Oh, yeah, I got it crooked. There we go. Okay. Prior to putting that down, though, so we'll take it back up. We should have put the ribbon around. So we'll do that now. And I put the ribbon not all the way to the left, but over to the left of the card a little bit. Like so. And then lay this in here.
Mhm.
Alrighty. And this little guy gets a glue dot here. He gets stuck. I put him down. You can put him wherever you like. I put him kind of down here. And then, yeah, I didn't move it over far enough. I guess we'll have to toy with that one so I can tell you how far over it needs to go. Maybe it is more like halfway. Could be. Okay. There, so when the card closes, the ribbon still shows. There we go. Still could have been over a little more. So I would put it right in the center of that green card.
Okay.
And then on your tag, which I know I put on the table here somewhere. There it is. You're going to stamp thinking of you. And this one you could, if you wanted to use evening evergreen instead of black, you could, because it's so dark. I just didn't change things because the black ink was out, and I'm going to try to center this straight. All right. Then you take your green one, and you just cut it in half, the long way. Okay. And then you're going to put some glue right on this little edge here. Maybe. Oh, come on. This, I hate. No, I don't. I don't hate it, but I hate when it clogs up. All right, pin time. There we go. And you're just going to put that on there, line the ends up, and it makes a nice little border on there. Okay, same thing here. This is going to come splurging out at me. I know it. And you know what? You could use glue dots or tape. You don't have to use glue either. Mary would love to not use glue, wouldn't you, Mary?
Right.
Thing is just clogged up like a big lump of dried up glue in the end. Let's see. Let's see now. Oh. All the other ladies would just go for another bottle that they would have on hand, but you know, me, I don't think about those things. There we go. Good enough. It's only halfway across, but good enough for this. And you line up the other side. All right, this one is popped up. And you want to put your adhesive only on one side. So I was too lazy to actually hunt for the dimensional, so I'm putting a piece of foam tape down. foam strip because I could find those. And then I line these center points here with the edge of the card.
Mm-hmm.
All right, just like so. And then put your gems on. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. And
There's a sticker in the lower right corner.
yeah, there's a sticker in there. That's that same soft succulent kind of green whatchamajig sticker.
The mistletoe one.
Yeah, the mistletoe one. All right, and then the last thing you do is you take your sentiment layer, and what did I put inside of here? Heartfelt love and caring thoughts are with you. So that was that one with you. No, that's not the one. Heartfelt love and caring thoughts are with you. That's this one. And I put that down here like this. Right, and then that just gets mounted inside, leaving a tiny little border between the green card and the sentiment card. Okay, like so. Ta-da! Okay, looks much better when the finished one with the sticker and stuff. All right, so that's card number 8. Number 9. Number 9. All right, I got to make sure I put everything back where it came from. Card number 9. Okay, this is just a note card. There are no sentiments on it at all. So it's just a put it together kind of card. All righty. So it comes with a Highland Heather card base and background for behind the image. And the image is the one with the violets. It's a small card with violets. So, and it's got like a frame around the violets or a label. One here.
And a check background?
No, it's not colored.
No.
It's this one here. All right, it's got memorize or memories. Looks like a Z, but it says memories on the back. All right, and then I colored this in with Highland Heather markers. I use Stampin' Blends, but you can use markers. You can use blender pens. And I just want to show you how quick it is to do it with these. Because I don't know, I really like these more than regular markers actually. Just because of how fast you can do things with them. Whereas with markers, it takes a long time to fill in the places. But since the blend, I'm only going to color in one of these just to show you. And then the center, I made Daffodil Delight. Okay, so that's the light part of the card. And then you take the dark one and you go along these center pieces. And it kind of makes things pop into dimensional things. On the darker ones, I went over them twice. That's all I did to make the difference. So there you go. All right. And that would get mounted onto its matching layer. And then you're going to get with your kit another layer that's the brick texturized with the brick and mortar. There it is, brick and mortar. And a plain inside. So this one here is going to get the ribbon wrapped around. Ribbon and a fork bow done for you nicely. I didn't have any Highland Heather colored ribbons, so I found this kind of violet kind of stuff. It's like that eyelet lace on the edge. And like that. Of course, this would be all nice and colored already. I used mint macaron for the leaves. You could also use soft succulent. That's a pretty good color match. Looks really good with this purple. All right, so then you put down your brick and mortar. You put down your centerpiece. You attach your bow. And you put the plain inside in.
Pretty.
Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Plain inside. And I used 4 rhinestones. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go.
Lovely.
Beautiful.
And you know, if you want to make that the birthday, there's some stickers with banners on it in the kit. You could put one of those happy birthday banners down here. You could stamp. Here's one here. This says thank you. It would fit up here in this corner. You know, make it your own, or you can just leave it as a note card. Okay, so that was card number 9. Well, this one I'm gonna hold my breath on. This one's pretty complicated, but it's so beautiful. I am going to, when I give you the card directions, I'm gonna ask you to refer to a video. Might not even be my video. We'll see what I can come up with here. All right, there's the card.
Pretty.
And it's that little fancy border that's the
Oh boy.
hard thing to make. All right, so that's kind of where we're going to start with that border first. So in the kit, And you're going to have a white strip. There's all kinds of pieces to this kit, of course. There they are. Okay, this white strip measures, it measures, actually I had to convert centimeters to inches in this particular one. Let me see. 5.5 by 1 5/8. Okay. And you'll see that there's little notchy marks on here. Each of those marks are 2 centimeters apart. There was no way for me to measure exactly what the standard equivalent for 2 centimeters was and have it come out even on the card base. So my pad here, if you turn that stuff this way, these are all 2 centimeters apart. This way is all 1 inch apart. So I just marked these little cards for you. All right, so you'll have one just like that. And then from your card kit, you're going to find the card that has pink polka dots. Pink polka dots, that one there.
Pink polka dot.
And the other one has kind of pretty pinky flowers on it.
A little one with pink polka dots?
Yes, the little one with pink polka dots. The back side, every now and then it says on the back side.
I would say that was peachy, but anyway, okay.
It's actually Blushing Bride.
Really?
Yeah, matches the pink Blushing Bride paper. At least I think it matches. And there should be one more that has some beautiful flowers on it. Yeah, no, that's the wrong one. Oh, I have this stuff spread all over the table now. I can't find anything. It has beautiful peachy pinky flowers.
Always dreaming,
Um,
maybe?
what do I even say? Blushing Bride polka dots and the Blushing Bride colored flowers. That's what I said. Oh.
Ooh,
Always dreaming?
I don't know. That's got pretty flowers.
Hold it up. Yeah, that looks like it. Why can't I find that?
Here's this other side.
Yeah, there it is.
That's the one?
That's the one.
3 colors. Like it.
Yeah, it's going to pull in peach and pink.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and then you're going to use the large sticker that's not colored, and I colored that in with Blushing Bride. All right, but we're back to this thing. You have to cut these into 2 centimeter wide strips. So it's not that hard. Most of your paper cutters have them on there. It is actually 10 centimeters long, so you can get 5 strips out of here.
The polka dot one?
Yeah, both of them actually.
Oh.
Okay. So cut it at 6 and oops, that's not right. 8 centimeters, and 6 centimeters. You just have to look above the ruler. At least on this cutter, that's where they're at. I don't know on most trimmers, I think that's where they're at. All right, so these are all cut in strips now. And so the first thing we're going to do is put down all the ones that we want in the background. And I decided that the polka dot should be in the background. So here's my polka dot strips. You're going to take the lower left point and match it up with this first notch and stretch it across to the corner. And if that's not as clear as mud, that's why I said you kind of gotta watch. Now, I really would like to have these glued down with liquid glue, but just in the event that I make a mistake where I'm positioning, I want to be able to move them. So the lower left corner goes right on the first tick mark and stretches to the corner. All right, I think. No, never mind. Forget that one. See, that's I even got myself confused. It's from the second tick, the lower left corner was correct, to the second tick mark. And this side to the corner. So you're going to leave this white space here. All right. Then once you get the first one, the rest are sort of easier. You just take that same tick, tick. I don't know if I'm doing this right. That doesn't look like the same angle. That's because I don't have it down here the right way. Yeah, you'll want to lay these out first before you cut them, that's for sure. The next one. And the last one. The last one just goes from the corner to the corner, like so. All right. I've got to glue that one down so I can get it better. All right, now then you turn this whole, you trim these off. By looking at the back. I'm crossing my fingers now that I have this right. Once you cut them, you can't go back. I just thought this was so beautiful, but you know, if you can't handle making the twist, just mount the pretty colored paper up on that side. Okay, so there you go. It looks like a barber pole. Then you take the other pieces and we're going to go the other way. All right, just like so. corner here to edge there. If you see these triangles like white triangles, then you know you have them right, have them positioned in the right place. This corner to there. Hey, it's coming out all right. I was so thinking this, I was going to mess this up terribly. And then this one is, you know, the right corner goes even with the paper you already have down. And the edge matches up to the top corner up there. Same here. And that's it on this one. You have an extra piece of each color that you can use for whatever. All right. Oh, and after you get this all cut off, and you could just put this in your paper cutter and get a nice straight edge. Cutting through glue is not fun. There we go. Okay, and there's our twisted border. Now, this piece is too long for the card front, so we need to trim the twist to 5. What does it say? 5.5, 1 5/8. I trimmed after assembly to 5 inches by 1 5/8. So this needs to be trimmed to 5 inches. So it's already 5.5. So we either need to take a 1/4 inch off of each side. But I liked the way this looked at the top. So I just took it all off the bottom. And made it 5 inches, just like so. All right. And once you have that piece done, you're home free. Sort of. All right. Yeah. It's a very dramatic card. Okay, so here comes our pieces. Pieces, 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 parts. There. And there should be. That should be it. Okay. Along with a packet of goodies. All right, so we're going to fold the card front. The card front is 6.5 by 5.5. It's scored and folded at 2 1/4. So there's the scored and folded 2 1/4. We're going to put our white. The white layer in this one goes first. I'm just going to do these. White layer. Even Steven. Then I believe this is mint macaron, not soft succulent. Yes, it is mint macaron. This is the inside layer. Tiny little white border. I'm into tiny little borders lately. I don't know why, but I am. Okay, and then this one wants to be put on here so that you see this little strip of green poking through. Makes it look like it's a separate piece of paper, but it's really the way you have this fastened here. Alrighty, and then on the inside, that's for your sentiment, and that's the wrong one. I have two of those pieces. Two different sizes. There it is. Okay, tiny little borders. And I want to put this in here so that, how do I want to do that? I think I want to trim some of that off. Yeah, I made this 1/4 inch too wide, so I will have to correct that in your kits. Make this 2 by 4. I mean 2 by 5 1/4. There we go. And then when you close it, it's not seen. Okay, that works. All right, but we're going to stamp our sentiment on there, and this sentiment is all the things you do are simply amazing. That I think is from the seashell stuff. Now, where is that from? Don't remember. It's on here, but I'm not reading it fast enough to find it. Welcoming window is the thank you. I'm pretty sure the amazing, all the things you do are amazing. It's from, the seashells. So you would stamp that, just make it look just like that. I'm only putting these in here temporarily to take it all apart for tomorrow's class. All right. And then on the front, we have a white frame. All the measurements are in your kit. The only thing I didn't know how to explain on paper was the twisted border thing. So you'll have to refer back to the video for that. And then we're going to put down a mint macaron layer. All right, and then in the center of that, this has been gone through the Tasteful Textiles embossing folder. It's already done for you, but it goes, it's the final layer there. How are we doing on time? I'm not watching.
I don't know.
2:54. Okay, we're almost 2 hours already. Okay. And then you're going to take these two cutouts, glue them together for strain. Okay. Just put the glue on the heavy part. If you want to touch the glue to the little ornate parts a little bit, you can be dangerous and try that. and then stamp it with the thank you. And my thank you came from, I said where that came from, welcoming window, but any small thank you that will fit down there in the bottom is good. Right there. And then this is a sticker from the kit that I colored with Blushing Bride markers. I think I used regular Stampin' Write markers this time. And the yellow Daffodil Delight in the center, Blushing Bride, and mint macaron for the leaves. And I put one rhinestone right in the center of that flower, 2 on the pink, 1 on the bottom under the thank you, and then right in the center of the triangle here and here. But it, depending on how you cut yours out, it could be here and here, you know, no biggie. But then this gets glued halfway onto the front so that it stays with the front as it travels open. All right, sorta. And there's 6 gems in here in the little kit for you. If that's as clear as mud, let me know. That's probably one that we'll decide if it works or not. I think you should be able to get it if you refer back to the video. Okay, that was 10. 11 is complicated too. My goodness, 11. I don't know. Do you think it would be a good idea to stop here and just finish the rest of them in another video, or in another session, or do you want me to keep going? Are you okay?
I'm fine. You only got a few more, don't you?
Yeah, 11, 12, 13, and 14. 13 is easy. 11. Okay. No. 11. Okay. This one is pretty much all using all cards. All right. So it's a fold out birthday card with a gift card pocket in it. Okay. Here is how it works. And it goes this way. And then this way.
Yeah.
And right up here, it says happiness is thinking of you. And that's room for a gift card to fit in there. All right. And then this also opens. Wishing you a little extra happiness just because you're you is what I put on the inside. This is a sticker from the kit that I just stamped happy birthday on. This is a sticker from the kit that I just turned sideways and kind of put in the corner of that label. And this card from the kit, I just colored with Blushing Bride marker. And in the center, there's a little flirty flamingo, I think, in the center. Colored the leaves with a little bit of purple, Highland Heather. Okay, so let's start on this. It starts with the card base. Starts with the inside sentiment. which I put as wishing you a little extra happiness just because you're you. You all know how to stamp, so I don't need to show you that. But that goes on the inside. Then on the outside, which is where I need to find my cards that I just set aside here. Oh, where did I set them aside at? Here they are. Okay, so the outside card is using, we're going to go back to the very first card we did for that one. It's using a large card, and it's using a large already colored floral print, but not the one on Life is a Garden. There it is. It's on the back of Everyday Adventure. Okay. So that's going to get cut down to 5 1/4 by 4, because that's what almost all our first layers are. So the card is already 4 inches. So we just need to cut a little bit off the end to make it 5 1/4. Should have been, yeah, 5 1/4 by 4. Why doesn't that fit? Because I'm not looking at it right. It does fit. Okay. I thought I was telling you right. So we just put a little sticky on there. And that goes on. The next thing that goes on is purple. This is purple posy. So if you have any purple posy paper in your if you can procure some purple posy paper. No, I'll stop. That just gets glued right to the center. You can also use the new Fresh Freesia, which is also sort of almost the same color. I think that's what came out of purple posy because they couldn't get it right. This is the paper that we had all the, or the color that they had all the difficulty with.
Yep.
All right, and then you're going to have a piece of 9 3/4 by 4 inch Misty Moonlight, and it's scored at every 3 1/4 inches. And you're just going to fold it so it comes out like a Z. And you're going to take and turn the mountain so it's pointing toward you, and the flat side is where you're going to glue onto the back, right into the center of that purple posy paper. Oh, golly. Okay. Just like so. All right. Then from your card kit, find the one that says Happiness Is on the top. It's got kind of a label kind of business on it. It's got a pink label, says Happiness Is. Okay, so this is 3 3/4, so we want to make it a 1/2 inch smaller than that so that there's a border around. So we're going to trim this off and make sure I'm telling you right, but it's trimmed off to 3 1/2 by 4 1/2. No, that's the purple posy paper. Looks like I'm going to have to go back through these and check all my dimensions again. Okay. Yes, cut down to 4 inches by 3 inches. Okay, so we're going to put this on here and make sure that we got the 3 inches with the real pretty stuff on the top. All right, so that fits in there perfectly. And then you're going to take the other yellow striped paper card. What's the back side of that one say? Well, if you can't find it, you can always use one of those. Or if you've used it for something else, you can always use the back side of this here. And I think that's probably what I did. Remember that first card that we had the label on? Here it is, right there. Okay, and that one is going to get cut to 4 inches by 1 5/8. So we need to go 1 5/8. 1 5/8. And you're going to glue this on 3 sides so that it makes the pockets. And it just glues right on top of there. It makes the pocket. And then there is a label. Our colors are kind of getting. There's a label in there that says thinking of you. So I put the thinking of you down here in this yellow, and then it'll say happiness is thinking of you. And then there's a room, you know, for your gift card in there.
Uh-huh.
This gets on the side and the bottom. I would use glue for the gift card pockets, just so that when you put your gift card in there, your paper doesn't spring off of there. But I'm going to put it on just like that for show. Then in the middle there, what did I do? The next piece I did was just it's a real pretty small florals. This one on the back side it says "So loved," and I put it here. And then the very first one is your the actual front of the card. So I'm looking for the one with the purple waves, and that's this one. And again, I colored in the flowers with the, you can see it here, the flowers with Blushing Bride. Then there's this, I can't find it there. Here's the thinking of you that goes on the pocket of the gift card.
Got a little yellow flower. Yeah.
Pardon? Little yellow flower.
It's got a little yellow flower. Yeah.
Yes. And then down here, to cover over the day in the life, I used this Blushing Bride colored label, and I stamped happy birthday on it and stuck it right over the top so that you couldn't read a day in the life. Okay. And then up here in the other corner down here is this other sticker that I used up here in this corner of the card. All right. Then you got 2 more pieces yet. And that's the back side. And so on the part that is closest to the card base, I took the pieces that it's a real pretty card, but then it has a label that says something about a garden, or I don't know if I can think of what it says. I probably set this to the side so I could find it easily. Yeah. Over here, maybe.
Not live life in full bloom.
gather happy moments. Okay, this one. And I just cut this
Okay.
off. Cut the gather happy moments off. This is what it looks like on the back side. And you could, you could just put that on there. And have another writing place, but I figured the writing place was more inside, but you could. Anyway, what I did was just cut this off. Just laid it up here and gave the yellow piece a whack. And you're left with this beautiful piece here. Was not quite big enough, so I made a purple posy frame for around it, which, or did I? Yes, I did, and I didn't put it in the kit.
You're using like half the pack on this one card, aren't you?
I know, isn't that fun? And there's still stuff left over. And then I took another sticker, the other sticker, and I put it here. Yes, there's a purple posy frame around there that I'm going to have to cut for you, which I neglected to do. And then this is just the plain card here.
What's the other sticker?
It's the same one that we used on the label on the front. There's two of them in the kit. This one here. These two. You're going to use both of them. Oops. You can't see what I'm showing you there. There you go.
Okay.
All right. So that'll have a frame to go around it. It just is not in the, it'll look like this. And then the last card on there is just the plain. If you feel like coloring it in, that's good. Yeah. That used a lot of cards, but you know, what are you going to do? It's fun card. All right. So that was card number 11. Well, that's fairly easy. You're going to use this one that says picture perfect and the other small enjoy card. If you can find it, it's green. I have to find a way to, here it is.
Joy.
It's the same one as the very first card we did. It's got real pretty pattern on the back. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So this first card here is going to get cut down to fit your card base. So here's what the finished card looks like.
Ooh.
All right. So picture perfect is not going to be picture perfect anymore. So this is 4, and we're going to cut it by 5 1/4 so that it fits the card base. You put it on the card base, it'll look like it's framed. This is Evening Evergreen.
Yeah, that's a
Look
pretty
at how
color,
nice
too.
it looks with even with olive colors. Okay, so that's Evening Evergreen. The Enjoy is going to get mounted on another piece of Evening Evergreen. Now, If you were doing this at home and didn't have someone to cut odd pieces parts for you, you would actually punch this tailored tag out of this piece. But I already have a separate one in there for you, so you don't need a punch. It's going to get centered here. All right. Whoops. Well, I shouldn't have done that yet either. Because you know what needs to happen? It needs to have a ribbon on there first. All right, so I'm going to do this way first. Put the ribbon on. Stick this in the center. There we go. It's better. And then I just tied a knot with the other piece of ribbon. Over. It's actually a half knot. You only go around once and pull it. Okay. The Thinking of You tag is done the same way the other one was, you know, where you cut half of the tag and glue it on.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking of You, I used a little bit different shaped one this time, which was from, you could tell I was getting tired because my directions are falling short toward the end of the thing. It doesn't say the name of the stamp set. I will need to fix that. I don't remember, but it will be on your directions when you get them. But, you know, use any Thinking of You that you possibly could come up with. Just fine. There's this one. Right there in the center. I think it's from Peaceful Moments. And you know, you do your same trick with the cutting this in half and putting it on either side and putting it across the front. And then the card is blank on the inside, so you just have to mount a inside piece. All right. And add your rhinestones. So of course, you got to have, well, this one has genial gems, which are supplied in your kit.
Bling.
That was easy peasy. That was card number 12. Well, 13 is another relatively easy one. It's going to open this way. Top fold card. A layer with brick and mortar. I like that brick and mortar. And inside. And this is using the purple daisies on the grid as the card. And some soft succulent ribbon and some more gems. And this is a 4.5 by 3.25, and then I ran it through the same scalloped edge border that's in the hand pen dies, but yours is going to be done for you. I've got a lot of extra kits sitting up here. Boy, do I have a sorting out to do when I get done here. Okay, so let's find.
A lot of cards to keep straight.
Yeah, it is. So let's find that flower with the like the graph paper behind it. There it is.
It's the back is this is the story.
Yeah, that's the one. So
Okay.
this one here just gets mounted on there. Go to the side a little bit here. This is a birthday card, by the way. Again, you're going to center that between the top of the card and that dotted line that's down there at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the card base is around here somewhere. Did I pick it up and put it away? Probably, because I thought it was in my way. There you go. The brick and mortar. Your ribbon gets wrapped around here. And again, I used the second scallop from the left as the placement for that. It doesn't really matter where you put it, but that's where I thought would look pleasing. You just kind of wrap it around, and I have a bow in the bag for you. Oh, boy, did I get that one short. Come back here a little bit. All right. All right. It gets mounted there. Bow. 3 genial gems, 2 yellows and a green. One of the yellows goes on the banner sticker from the card pack. The one that says happy birthday. This has got,
Okay.
yeah, it's a banner shaped. And it's not on either one of those two, but it's on one of these. Found it. Okay, well, it's around here someplace on this mess of a desk now. You would not. Oh, there it is. This one. The happy birthday.
Yeah.
I just stuck it right on there. And then on the
Okay.
inside sentiment, I stamped again, just like I did on the other one, wishing you a little extra happiness just because you're you. That was for the inside piece. All right. And then that is complete.
All righty.
All right. And that was card 13. One more. One more. A lot of fun making these. This one is fairly easy too, and this is very reminiscent of a card that Mary taught us how to make. Look familiar, Mary?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Works for me.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. You're gonna have a layer embossed in the layered leaves embossing folder. You're going to have this card, which is probably one of the only ones that are left. Yeah, there's quite a few left actually, but it's this one. The one says BU, and you just cut it in half, and you use the half as a panel.
Which card is that one?
It says BU on the back. It's a small card.
Ah,
All right.
pretty.
And then I just made frames for each you cut it in half, and I put a frame here and a frame here.
Yeah.
Now those are popped up on dimensionals. And then you get in your kit, you'll get the label and the 2 circles. Those are cut with layering circle dies. You get those. A couple rhinestones for the front and a card that opens this way. And I used May the Memories of Yesterday Comfort You Today, which is from, again, and I took them out of, well, the one stamp sets that I used is probably Pansy Patch. I used Pansy Patch, A Touch of Ink, Welcoming Window, Encircled in Friendship, Best Year, Forever Fern, Friends Are Like Seashells, Peaceful Moments, Many Messages, Elegantly Said, and Quiet Meadow. So that's all on the video. Now you know what stamp sets I used. If you can't find a appropriate thing, if you have them. And then that's literally the leaves layer is glued down flat, then popped up the 2 panels, and the label is glued flat to the panels because you're up high enough already. Alrighty.
Okay.
And then I put a final yellow sticker down here in the bottom. Woo!
Okay, so I think the challenge is to see what we can make with the leftovers too.
Yeah, that would be a challenge for you guys to do. So if you follow me on Pinterest at all, I have all of these in the hand pen memories and more board that I made. So you'll see where I got my inspiration. Actually, the one that was inspired only had 1 panel. And then I said, oh, I know a great card to do that. And I thought of Mary's card and I said, oh, we're going to make that right in there. And that's just one of the most prettiest cards. And it's so simple. So.
All righty.
Any other questions? Yeah, wow, huh? That was a long one.
A lot of ideas.
2.5 hours. Wow.